Wait a minute. Here?
Yeah, I can't hear you for some reason.
I can hear him.
We can hear
Matter
him.
of fact, I can't hear anybody.
Oh, no.
So maybe
Oh,
it's
no.
not y'all, maybe it's me. So now I gotta try to figure out what's going on. Wait, hold on a
Thank you.
second.
Oh, are we serious? Now you running out of ink.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Can you hear us?
Kashana, Larry said that he didn't get the link.
Yep. I sent it to both emails. There he is. He's coming.
Okay. All right, Nick, present. Kashana
Here.
Owens, Cody,
Present.
Donna Bullock,
Here.
Larry Malden,
Here.
Jeffrey Weiss, present. Marissa Zanverdino,
Hi, I'm here.
Whitney Mather,
Here.
Sam Mather. Connie is on an excused absence due to vacation. And Adrian,
We've got a lot of background noise.
Somebody's outside. It sounds like.
I can't hear what's going on. That does it.
Adrian had indicated she had a youth trip today and that she wouldn't be here. So she's on an excused absence as well. Okay, next item on the agenda is minutes, which we need to bring up to date. So I know Donna had mailed minutes for June 11th and for June 25th and July 2nd. This morning I emailed minutes for July 9th. So have y'all had a chance to look at it? Because if not, then I'm gonna allow a few minutes in this meeting for y'all to do so we can approve those 3 minutes. Have y'all been able to look at it?
I saw the ones from Donna. You said you sent something this morning?
Yes.
Okay. Mhm.
Oh, this is crazy. there. Okay.
Just let me know when y'all are prepared to proceed.
I'm
I'm
okay.
prepared.
I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, so I need a motion to accept the minutes for June 25th, July 2nd, and July 9th.
So
I make a
moved.
mo-
Second,
Okay, so it has been properly moved and second that the minutes for June 25th, July 2nd, and 9th be approved. If there is no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
aye.
I
Okay, thank you. Those minutes are approved. So, we're working minutes for our last meeting on the 23rd. Donna, are you in the process of preparing those?
Yes, I am. Yes,
Okay. So, in our next meeting, we'll approve the minutes for the 23rd and hopefully the 30th. Jeff, do you have anything for us? I know in the last meeting, I had asked about the John, oh, he's in the airport, so he's not gonna have anything. So,
Yeah, I could, I can hear you.
yeah, but you're not, I had asked about the June Lewis Act, just for you to give us like a high level overview of it.
Can you repeat
But
that, please?
the John Lewis Act and
Oh,
just a high level overview of it, you're probably not prepared to do that right now.
well, I could very briefly, just mention, as I said before, the plan that you've all submitted to the commission comports with the what we call the legal causes of action in the John R. Lewis New York State Voting Rights Act law, in that it really follows the spirit of what Judge Kahn wrote in his decision 7 years ago, that communities of different racial or ethnic numbers be considered together in the same district. And you've done that. It also suggests that if those communities aren't necessarily in compact community configurations, you can consider that as well. But the districts, given the demographics of Albany County, you've also met that criteria. So also the John R. Lewis Voting Rights Act won't go into effect until 2023. So even though the governor signed the bill, it still has to go through a whole process where the state attorney general puts out rules and regulations for people to comply with it. And that's going to take several months to a year. So the actual implementation of the law is quite a ways off. There's also a requirement in the law rather, that certain counties in the state provide language assistance where you have significantly high non-English speaking populations, but that doesn't apply in Albany County. If you meet again next Saturday, I can give you a much more comprehensive view of it with issues that don't even impact redistricting at all. And Marissa has been working on a memo which will be we're revising it now, but it'll be something we can share with you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sure.
Any
I'll go back on
questions?
mute.
Y'all have any questions regarding that?
I'm good.
Okay.
Okay, Arc Bridge, Pretty and Sam. I believe right now relative to the maps, we're good in terms of having our final map. We have what will hopefully be the last public hearing on August 4th at 5:30. In those hearings, Patricia Sibilia is going to provide just a very general overview of our mapping process, where she's going to just talk about the different criteria relative to mapping, and that at a pretty much at a high level. I'm gonna do an overview of some of the census data. So Pretty and Sam, I will probably give y'all a call to see if there's any areas that you think would be worthy of us highlighting. I have some stuff that I highlighted before, so I'll share that with you, but you could just let me know if there's anything that might be helpful to add.
Sure.
And Sam and Pretty, do y'all want to add anything on in the mapping area at all?
I think if you're good, we're good. And if there are any questions, we are here to answer them.
Okay. Thank you, Pretty. Any questions? Does anyone have any questions on mapping?
No, so you said that Patricia will present an overview of our mapping process?
No, just the overall mapping
Okay.
process in terms
Okay.
of like criteria and stuff.
Okay.
I think she actually did a draft of it. I thought she had circulated a draft of something, but maybe
She
maybe
did have something.
yeah, so it's what she circulated.
Okay.
You know, it's what she was planning to do, and I was just gonna piggyback on that and just provide like some high level overview of the census information. Pretty much kind of like I did in that ACRC meeting where we presented the map. It was just really high level.
Okay.
The legal notice with regard to the public hearing went out,
Mhm.
and the map should get published tomorrow. And the Times Union is going to be published in the spotlights in the Altamont Enterprise as well. There's a
Wow.
flyer that Patricia created. I believe she sent it to everybody.
Right.
So I think we'll use that flyer. I asked Nasim to email the flyer to all those contacts and stuff that we have put together. There's like two lists that we've been using where we have like emails for the different community organizations, for libraries, for food pantries, for churches and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
Nasim, do you want to add anything?
No, yeah, I just sent them all yesterday morning.
Okay. All right, so that has gone out. Is anybody interested in flyers? I could have Nicole provide us with some flyers. So, I mean, y'all could think about it, and if y'all want flyers, just text me and let me know.
Okay, not necessarily flyers, but I can send the map email.
Okay.
If you want and I get flyers, I'll be glad to go get them, do what I normally do, take them and hand them out or take them to the stewards or whatever, because
Yeah, I think if we could do it in the student stewards and in the libraries again. Well, Nasim sent them to the library,
Okay,
but
Yeah, the libraries usually print them out and post
yeah, they
them.
usually print them out and
Mhm,
post them.
mhm.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if we could post it in the stewards, that would be great.
all right. If you want, I can have her give me some flyers. I'll post them in the stewards, and I'll stand outside of the price shopper and hand them out again. I'm willing to do
Okay.
that.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'll have her make what, maybe like 100 flyers.
Yeah, let me know when they're ready, and I'll pick them up and then just go hand them out. I mean, the people at the stewards, they know me now. So when I walk in,
Yeah, so I'll send her the email now, and so we'll probably have them on Monday.
okay, and they just
We
say,
probably
okay,
could pick them up earlier on Monday.
all right, and then I'll also stand outside of I'll go to the one on Madison Avenue and the one here on Delaware, and just stand out there for a couple of hours handing them out. Okay,
Okay, that sounds great.
all right.
The other thing that we have to talk about is the report. So I think the last meeting I told y'all I was working on something and I was gonna send it to y'all, but I didn't get completely through it. Although right now I'm just working on the I wrote up like a summary of public hearing information, and I also wrote up about our acquisition of consultants. So I just need to finish that piece relative to the evaluation process, and that'll be done. The public hearing, I can send that to y'all actually right now in an email, but the
Okay.
other one I'll send shortly after. I'm gonna finish it this morning. We have different pieces that we need to pull together, so I'm gonna start looking at everything that's been done so far. I'm gonna pull them all together
Oh,
into one document and put them on the SharePoint and just start kind of editing it out there. I did that introductory piece and Jeff added to it relative to federal law and the last court decision. So I think, Jeff, what we still need is something that talks about the racial voting analysis and the effectiveness analysis, just like a summary of those activities. Are you still there, Jeff?
Yes, I'm there. But I didn't hear the question.
I said, what we still need is a summary of the racial voting analysis activity.
Right. Yeah.
Effectiveness.
You and I should have that's something that I will probably have to write up myself. Dr. Hanley is really overextended at this point. She had to do a lot of the racial reconfiguration work herself, helping build the database. And I'll see what she could do in a week or two. But at this point, she's already reached her
Well, I mean, I think,
maximum on the work she's done.
I think all we need is a summary of those activities. If you can do
Yeah,
it,
I will
that
write
would be
something up.
sufficient.
Yeah, it won't be the kind of document that she would prepare, but I could put something together that will explain. Well, first of all, we need to include her report that she did back in May, and I'll add a summary update to that. Okay.
We need to include her reports in the different charts that she provided. So
I'm sorry.
as attachments, we will include her report, the presentations that she did, and those charts that she developed. And so we just need some narrative, some summary narrative.
I will prepare that. I'm traveling this week. When would you like to have it by?
As soon as possible.
Okay, well, I will do my best to get it done this coming week in a few days.
I mean, the hearing is this Thursday, and then after that, we'll probably spend the next week or two finalizing the report stuff.
Okay.
So the sooner you can get it to us, the better. But in the meantime, I'm gonna pull together everything that's already been compiled, like I said, into one document, put it on the SharePoint, and that way we can start editing it from there. Does that sound good? Yes, no, maybe so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Sounds good.
Okay. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Y'all feel we need to talk about?
Do we have any, I know it's the first time this whole process has really taken place, but assuming on Thursday is our final public hearing and then the report and things get given to the legislature, do we have any idea about schedule?
Well, relative to the stuff going to the legislature, that at the last ACRC meeting, there was some discussion about how that should happen, whether, so the local law calls for the submission of a final report to the legislature, which is deemed to mean a draft of the local law that talks about the new districts or whatever, and the information about the map. So there was a question on the table as to whether or not just that should be submitted. And then we submit the narrative report after that, or whether everything needs to be submitted at one time. And Jeff, I don't remember that a conclusion was reached on that. Do you?
I was in the meeting before. I wasn't in the last meeting, but and I kind of walked away from them. The same discussion sort of took place. And I walked away with the idea that they really hadn't made up their minds.
So yeah, a rationale for submitting just a draft of the local law and the map information to them is that the sooner they get that, the sooner they can start reviewing it.
And then follow with a written report.
Yeah.
Later. But I'm not sure, I missed the last meeting, so I didn't know if they concluded what they were gonna do. And, and basically, if there are any dates out there for.
Well, I think it was leaning toward just submitting that to allow them to get started with
Right.
the process, and then
But,
following that up with the narrative report. But
my-
Jeffrey, you were there. What was
Yeah.
your understanding?
Yeah, I was under the impression that because we're still waiting to see on the final public hearing what else might need to be added, that is still left up in the air. I mean, the local law requires that simply the map itself be provided, but I don't think there's been finality on that yet.
Doesn't
so
doesn't the local
we're
doesn't the local
clearly
law
getting into September and October.
doesn't the
mean-
local law require them to present it in form of a local law?
Well, the local law is going to be the presentation of each district by number and by census geography.
Well, Jeff, I thought you and the county attorney were gonna get together and,
Well, we did. The county legislature has requested that the local will be presented in the format of, let's say, District 30, the towns of A, B, C, and the following census tracts.
all right, well,
It's very simple. It's something that the full commission mappers are working on already.
but do you have any idea, assuming that there isn't any more remapping as a result of the public hearing Thursday? Do we have any, when actually this process would step up and we would hand this thing to the legislature? Is it 2
We don't-
weeks? Is it a month? That,
We don't. I don't think there's a date yet.
Okay,
Well, I think what was discussed is that it would happen within 2 weeks of the public hearing.
thank you. But,
And then after that, pretty much, I mean, once we submit what we're submitting to them, and assuming that at that point the reporting is done too, then we're on hold. It's in their hands. They have a certain amount of time under the law. Like there's an initial period of, I think, 30 days and then another period of 60 days. And at any point within that time, I guess, it could come back to us.
Yeah,
So,
it
But
goes
once
to
it
the
goes, it's in their hands.
yeah, it goes to the chair of the legislature first. I think he has 30 days then to send it to the full legislature.
Right,
And then I
right,
think they have 60 days.
right.
all right, so, and we're just basically on hold at that point, right? Okay,
Mhm.
all right.
So once we submit everything, we'll have another meeting because we need to talk about like fine tuning anything we need to do relative to documentation and record keeping and all of that. And then we probably won't meet for a while. We'll have a break.
Okay.
Okay.
He's I have some commitments that going down the road that could be lengthy, but we'll work through it. Are we able to work remote, still have remote meetings going forward now?
Through August 14th.
Yeah, as of right now.
Yeah, we have to wait and see on August 14th if Governor Hochul extends the hybrid, the ability to continue meetings this way.
Okay. We'll know soon enough then.
Okay, I don't have anything else. Do y'all
have
have any
this-
more comments, questions? Oh, the
The
survey.
survey. So it did increase, like it looks like some people did it last week. I don't know if you want me to cut it off so that I can finish writing tomorrow, because then it'll be the 31st, but there's 50 respondents now. Some people filled it out on the 25th. I don't know what the traction was on that date. But it did increase, but it's still only, it's 50
Still
people that
relatively
responded.
low. So, is there something different that happens relative to the data that you get once it's cut off?
Well, I mean, it still will be running. Like I don't have to turn off the survey, but in terms of me taking the results, like I can go back in even at a later date and check it. I just
Oh
was
yeah, I
gonna
think we
finish.
should leave it. I think we should leave it active for right now.
Okay. So I'll just make, I think the first time I sent over like the draft, I put like how we review it every month. So I'll
Yeah.
just do July's report, and then once we're close to like sending it,
Okay.
then I'll analyze the results again and say the cutoff date.
Okay. So, once we submit everything, like I said, we're going to have a final meeting because we're going to need to talk about what we all should be doing individually and what we need to do collectively to preserve records, to document our activities, to make sure that any documents that we created are in SharePoint. Since all of that stuff is really the property of Albany County, we need to make sure everything is there. Do whatever cleanup stuff we might need to do. But there's probably also some things that we should be doing individually because we don't really know what's going to happen with this down the road. So probably Donna, if I could have some conversation with you.
Okay.
Maybe you and I can initially come up with something that we can give to Jeffrey Weiss, maybe to take a look at, and then we could
Okay.
share it with everybody. But I think we all need to start thinking about record keeping and documentation and all of that. So as you're thinking about it, if you have questions or if you have ideas or comments, you could text them, you can email them, and we'll incorporate those things. Jeffrey, if you happen to have anything that we can use in this process, that would be helpful as well.
It would be very helpful, Marie, if you could send me an email of anything that you'd like to have that we haven't discussed before, that would be helpful.
Okay. All right, so if there is nothing else, if everybody's good, then I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I motion to adjourn this meeting.
I move. I move.
I
to adjourn.
move that we adjourn this meeting.
I second.
It has been properly moved in second that the meeting be adjourned. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, everybody, have a wonderful day. Enjoy your weekend. Pretty and Sam, when is a good time for me to call y'all?
You can